Yeah, yeah, man, you good? I'm good. Yeah. Who what you waiting on? Yeah, who what you waiting on? Yeah, this my favorite song. Can do this all night long. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, working full time, feel like I got no time. Careful for the quick assumptions, we gon' make it there in no time. Cause we put that work in, yeah, not that fake work. Take a IG pic, then kick back with the chit chat. Everybody want a piece of the pop, and they put in the work to get it. Be so fine, put it out when I spit it. Give me 3, 4, 5, we live in 5 minutes. Fee 4, 5, John up in the building when I be so high. Them vibes that I'm feeling, I'm a maniac. Way ahead, brainiac, where you at? I'ma put this on the map if it's all I do. Cause this shit mean the world to me. Life a bitch, there must be a girl for me. I'm like, whoa, hey, what? I'm never gonna slow my roll. Smoke one before I go. These days life goes so fast. It's like a catapult in my way to a higher state of mind. Lots will come to you, you gotta give it time. Digging gold in my mind is the mind, just that hard to find. Smoking on grapes right off the vine. OG for the greatness on the grind. I've been doing it for me, I'm getting mine. Just give me time, yeah, just give me time. Hey, just give me time. Hey, and it, wow, this life's a riddle and I solve it with these rhymes. Ooh, I'm sorry, I wanna be honest. You know I'm on it, you know I want it. Up in the morning, I be on my job and this shit's no lie. I be going so hard. I be on my job and this shit's no lie. Ooh, I'm sorry, I wanna be honest. You know I'm on it, you know I want it. Up in the morning, I be on my job and this shit's no lie. I be going so hard. I be on my job and this shit's no lie. Ooh, I'm sorry. I wanna be honest. You know I'm on it. You know
That's how we're gonna get shit started out here. What's good, everybody? Welcome to Emano Talk. It's your boy, your host, Daniel Emano, and I am here live with, I don't even know how to describe this man. He's truly one of a kind, but I am with Mike SB. How you doing, brother?
what's going on, man? Blessed to be alive. Thanks for having me.
Now, you already know, man. This is a long time coming because I gotta say, all right, to start things off, you were probably the first, or if not one of the first people to ever reach out to me and tell me like, yo, I love what you're doing. Please keep doing it. I basically like, I believe in you. And over a year later, we're here.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's like, I feel like people come at people so wrong. Like I'm like working on a couple like up and coming apps, like music apps, like working with these people, like using these apps, and like I get DMs all the time, like spam tweets, like spam this, spam that, and it's just like, bro, you want to get somebody's attention and like do it the right way. You don't just like spam your shit. You say, you check somebody out, you do your research, you say, yo, your shit's dope, and then you can like post something. But yeah, man, nah, I love what you got going on, and like I said, I'm stoked to be here, man.
It's a pleasure to have you. We got a lot to talk about. But let's start it off. Who is Mike SB? Where did Mike SB come from? What do the people need to know about Mike SB?
Dude, Mike or Mikey SB, either way. Mikey SB. SB stands for soon to be. I don't want Nike suing me. I'm soon to be the man that I dream to be. Just been doing this for a long time. I'm a 25-year-old dude from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Oakland Park, Florida is where I live. Um, I just loved music. I had an older brother as a kid. He's like 13 years older than me. So I first stumbled upon music through his like CD decks, and came across hip hop, and I had a Walkman, and started listening. Really was a fan at first. Always loved messing with the radio in my mom's car, and since then started beatboxing and rapping at the benches in school, and just really memorizing all of my favorite songs. And that's what people knew me as a kid. Like they knew that I could like rap all these songs after only hearing them a couple times. Like I remembered all the lyrics. I just loved them that much. And then you know fast forward 10 years, uh ended up meeting some friends in high school, recording on a mic with a sock on it in a closet, and that's it, man. Saga continues. Its history from there just never stopped. And that's what I tell people, like, yo, kids hit me up. They're like, yo, I've been doing it for a year, 6 months. I'm like, bro, this is year 10. Like, this is my first impression, or your first impression of me, year 10.
Like, imagine if you would have stumbled across me like year one, like you would have been like, oh, this guy's like, got nothing going on.
Yeah,
But
he's a mess right now. There's just all
dude,
kinds of shit going on.
but year 10, still a mess, still got all kinds of shit going on. But you know, it's funny how time leads to notoriety and the accolades turn into, okay, this guy's doing something, even if I'm still not making a living off of it exactly yet. Just don't stop.
Yeah,
That's me.
but success comes in multiple forms. I mean that's where I think you highlight the most out of being a wealthy artist is that you don't truly see the wealth in the moment right now out of the financials necessarily, but you're starting to see it in all kinds of other ways where it's making you a better person and then in turn making you a better artist.
100%, man. I think I think that's one of the things that's kept me in it for the longest too, is that I wasn't motivated by like a dollar. I never had to like squeeze the passion for some cash. Um, I mean, I've made some money, but I've always been in it because I love it, and I feel like that's why people stick around uh, and jam my stuff, release after release, because it's pure and it's just like real. And I strive myself on trying to be like catchy and conscious, but real. I feel like people need real shit.
I think the one thing I could say properly to describe you, and you know what, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is just solely, off of the conversations we've had online and then listening to your music. You are probably the most authentic, genuine person that has come out of South Florida so far because you are nothing less than Mikey SB. And you're nothing more than Mikey SB. You are exactly who you are. You're just a regular dude. Like Mikey SB through the music seems and sounds and acts the exact way as the person that DMs me or messages me, or sometimes we'll get on a voice message or two with me. Like you're exactly who you are. How important is it to you to just be this regular guy, just wanting to make music?
Dude, I feel like that's like one of the most important things. And I feel like, if I had to try and play a role, I wouldn't like it. So it's like I can only do what comes natural. And, at times I feel like, oh, am I doing the right thing? This and that. Am I branding properly? But it's funny because before I knew what branding was, I was branding just by being me. And that's what people don't realize. I feel like they think that they have to like appease a crowd when in reality, you could just be you and the crowd naturally comes, even if it's, takes more time or whatever. But, being you leads to like those real people who are going to support you for what you're doing, which is being you. So yeah, it's the most key thing, to my strategy.
Yeah, and the thing I love about you, man, is that like literally, like out of any day of the week, I can find you somewhere on Instagram or Twitter, just trying to motivate somebody and trying to make sure that like the message you just probably like taught yourself or just heard yourself is relayed to someone else who needs it. And I love that because I think it shows the kind of side of you, and the side of people that's really needed in this world today is that it's just lend that helping hand, right? Each hand washes the other so we can all wash the face. Um, and you even have a song about it that I think it's called Love More or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And you even talk about it. They like love basically like kind of saved you. It kind of awoke you. Talk a
100%.
little more about that real quick.
Dude, just in general, I mean, to the point before that was like the motivating stuff. That's because I personally need the motivation. So, like, I'm literally my own target audience. Like, I need everything I'm spitting. And people say, like, yo, practice what you preach. Well, it's a lot harder. It's a lot easier said than done, right? That's why I say it. I'm trying to do it, but I tell myself. And I feel like other people need it as well. That's what I've realized over time by just continuing to do it. Is like, oh, other people feel the same way, so they can relate to this shit I'm talking to myself. When in reality, I'm just trying to like big myself the fuck up because life is crazy and fucking weird. But yeah, no, love is like crazy. That record, Love More, is cool because it's my like quote unquote biggest record on Spotify. But at the end of the day, that was just like an album cut that I made when I was living up in Jacksonville, and I had gotten out of my like one and only like real ass relationship like a couple years before, and it literally changed me. Like once I realized like love was like a thing, and I was able to like learn how that feels and what it's like and what it could do to somebody. uh then I kind of took that and ran with it, and it like changed me ever since. So yeah, love is everything, bro. Uh, show love, and it comes back, whether it's relationship or personal relationships or networking. I never got anywhere hating on nobody. So yeah, no, love woke me up, man.
No, I feel that 100%. I got "Bold as Love" tattooed on my arm by Jimi
Whoa.
Hendrix.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, and like for those who don't know that song and what it means, Hendrix wrote this song called "Bold as Love," and it's about how all the colors of the rainbow each represent like a characteristic essentially, and if they all came together, that ultimately they would make love, and not like make love like sex, like grow up people, all right, but like in the aspect of like they would create the literal sense of love, like the feeling of love, the warmth of love. I've always like felt heavily about that ever since I got it like even tattooed on my arm, like since before then even, because I played guitar since I was 15.
Whoa.
And for me it was like so much more than just the music. It kind of like taught me an aspect of like, what, if we all came together, like it would literally be love, like everybody would be able to kind of like heal things. So when I heard like that was like a big point for you, is like the whole love and motivation kind of thing, I immediately took to that almost before I really took to the music, because at that point, I think I only heard like maybe a track or two of yours at that point.
Yeah.
And honestly, seeing those posts really like hooked me as a fan of yours, because that's you just once again being genuine to who you are. And it's kind of like how you even said it, that you say these things almost to big yourself before it's really like you just trying to tell somebody else. Like it's really you talking into the mirror, but the mirror is being recorded.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like that, man. I like that. But let's jump on into another track real quick. So for those who don't know, this man got tracks all up and down Apple Music, Spotify, all that stuff. So as we play it, go put it on your libraries, go add it, go stream it later on. But this next track we're going to bump real quick is a release, I believe, from last year. It's actually called Crab Cakes. So y'all tune on in. This is Crab Cakes by Mike SB on Emano Talk.
Let's get it.
I'm riding, I'm riding, I'm riding, I'm riding, I'm riding, I'm riding. Yeah. Who said I can't be that man that I wanna be? It's a whole lot of people that's relying on me. Got $1 million on my head, that's on me. Check the facts on me, check the stats on me. There's a whole lot of things that I'm tryna get done, but I gotta be the one to do it, gotta be the one. Cause if I ain't, then they gon' shoot me down. Look where I'm at, I made it here, check how far do we come. I'm right there with you, bet you feel me now. I'm right behind you, baby, turn around. Let's bring it back to the way it was. We only acting, we ain't saying much. Said I've been working on the road, getting to it, now they know. That's how I want it, what they want it from me. Yeah, I want you with me, play this song on repeat. Yeah. I've been lost on the inside, found on the outside. I've been tryna link up with you, girl, for a long time, yeah, for a long time, I've been lost on the inside, found on the outside. I've been tryna link up with you, girl, for a long time, yeah, for a long time, I'm riding, don't matter where we go. We riding, we sliding, I'm taking it slow. I'm riding, don't matter where we go. I'm sliding, I'm taking.
There we go. That's a banger right there.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate that. I love that one.
Yeah, honestly, I like that one too, because all right, so I look back into your older music, right, which was definitely more true to the hip hop sound.
Yeah.
But I like that as of 2020, and I think the pandemic probably kind of helped in a weird way with this. It got you a little more in tune with the sound that you were probably trying to bring out for yourself. You play guitar, right?
Low key, like I'm not. I didn't play on Crab Cakes like I wish I did, or like any of these records. Really, I play low key, man. I'm not as good as I as I want to be, but yeah, I'm trying.
Okay, okay, okay. Now that was actually a fire track. So that was you on guitar on there?
No, 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 no. I wish. I wish.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. You wish it
Yeah,
was you. Okay, I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
misunderstood that. But have you ever played guitar on your own tracks?
Not on anything released yet. I'm picky, so I haven't been able to. I've got a bunch of demos though, but every time I play the guitar or try to and like record it and like make a record, it's always like some punk fucking. Excuse me, I don't know if I can curse on here, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't give a shit.
Dude, it's punk, like alternative, like it's like not what you heard on Crab Cakes, like not hip hop. Like my drums are just like indie as fuck, so. But yeah, I try, man. I'm trying. I'm trying to learn. That's like one of these goals is get some singing lessons and learn how to play the damn guitar.
Okay, that's dope though that you're setting these goals for yourself so you don't, leave the bar low on yourself as an artist, that you keep trying to raise it on yourself. How important is it for you to try to remain as disciplined as possible to make sure that you're only enhancing your abilities rather than, limiting or plateauing out?
Bro, I mean, it's everything. I'd literally like kill myself if I couldn't like get out what I have in my head. Like so trying to like get that out. Everything that I'm doing is like trying to get, how I really feel and what I really like out. But unfortunately, I don't have the all of the mediums at the right caliber yet to be able to fully express myself the way I want to. Like I wish I knew how to play the piano better and wish I knew how to really rip the guitar and need to learn a bunch more chords so I could songwrite on the guitar a lot more because I enjoy it when I can. But yeah, no, it's everything, bro. So like my whole goal is trying to like enhance my capabilities all around so that I'm able to, literally just do whatever I feel and make it come out dope, like songworthy material, So whether that's play the piano or play the guitar or like produce my own stuff, I've been dabbling here and there, but it takes time. But that's everything, man. I want to be able to do that. Don't just want to use like YouTube beats and rap and I like to sing and I like to just like create. So I want to be able to do that more.
So you're already saying that when you play guitar that it's been coming out very punkish. Who are some inspirations to you as far as guitar goes?
Well, my dad was like a lead guitar dude for a while, like in some Canadian bands when he was younger. But I like, I mean, I grew up on like Incubus and like my
Love
brother was,
Incubus. I've seen them 3 times already.
bro. I've never seen him live, but like super, super, super dope. That's like I just remembered from my brother's CDs, like Incubus, Metallica, Mudvayne. Some of those were like darker, but at the end of the day, it's like this is what he was listening to. And my dad was into classic rock, so I heard a bunch of the greats on that end. But like to me, like even just one band, like Incubus alone, was like I had the CD, and that's how I started learning how to sing. Like really is, I started singing my favorite songs, and that's what like pushed me to like learn more.
And that's a hell of a role model right there as far as vocals go with Brandon Boyd.
Bro, bro.
Incubus, not only are they just a great overall band, like each individual person in Incubus is also probably like a top tier musician in their respective areas. Because like a lot of people don't know that Brandon Boyd not only is a singer, but he's like a percussionist basically.
No way.
You have Mike. I always say his last name wrong, but Isinger, I think is something along those lines. Which he has a degree from like Harvard in music, and like these guys are top notch overall. Incubus is a great band. What is your favorite Incubus song, if you don't mind me asking?
Dude, even I mean, as simple as it is, like "Drive" is the record that had me singing like a motherfucker. Like so, like even just to me, like I'm not like super crazy like fan, but like I have that one album like on CD like that I had in my
Oh,
car,
Make Yourself.
bro. Just and I would just listen to that on repeat, like because those and it's specifically because of the nostalgia it brings to me that drew me in, because I remember being my brother picking me up, when I was a kid and he was playing these things. So just like that reminiscence to me, like added so much more to the music. So like that record right there, like on repeat is just my shit, but really all of it. But Drive is what had me singing. And I'm a huge, huge, huge fan.
Yeah, Make Yourself is a classic album. If you haven't ever heard Incubus before, definitely go listen to Make Yourself. You won't regret it. That's a great
Bro.
band. A great band that's even kind of cross genre because they're, if not, if I'm not mistaken, the only
Got a
rock
hip
band
hop
that has a
DJ.
DJ.
Yeah, bro, dude, the scratching that they do on that album is like huge inspiration to like what I'm trying to do as well. Like that sound, is like goals, bro.
Yeah, because bands like them, Rage Against the Machine, Red Hot Chili Peppers, like these are all bands that formulated their own sound. How important is it for you to be able to formulate your own specific sound that, like, when people hear that, like, yo, that's a Mikey SB sound right there?
Dude, I think it's like super important, but almost so important that it becomes like debilitating at times because like you try so hard to like be different and like be in your own lane, and then you end up like not being able to do anything. So like I try and just like not think about a lot of those things when I create now, because and I think that's led me to create what I create, and it ends up like falling somehow in the same vein because it's just coming from the same place. But yeah, music to me, like I work a full-time job, you know what I'm saying? I'm living life. So music to me has always been a release. So I try and keep it that way. Like I said, I don't like, never force the cash out of it or nothing like that. But at the end of the day, like I want it to be natural, flow oriented, organic. Uh, but definitely if I, like I said, you could think about something like that so hard to where you debilitate yourself. You're not even able to create, record, So but yeah, it's
Yeah.
important. It's important. It's important. So I think it naturally happens, and I'm like pushing for it more and more, like consciously. But at the end of the day, like I walk the tightrope of like, yo, don't do too much of that because you might just like over critique yourself and like kick yourself in the foot, like stop yourself in the middle of like your best record, writing it.
No, absolutely. And speaking of best records, that's actually the next track we're probably going to go into this with. So this next track I'm actually going to play is your most popular track, I got to say, Slow Day by Mikey SB. So
Wow.
y'all tune on in real quick. This is Slow Day right here on Emano Talk.
Let's go.
Slow day. Lately it's been about the cash, had it with the no pay. I've been hurt, didn't feel no pain. Closed my eyes, prayed I'd be okay. And I was, now it's just my cousin, me burning propane. Put it out, can smoke the whole thing. Pulling up right to the show, man. Gotta show my people how it goes, man. Yeah, I'm feeling righteous. They ain't living life. They ain't ballin' like, boy, I'm all his, no miss. With the lights on me, I'ma do my thing. The boy dance like a diamond ring. I can show you to the world all kind of things. Baby say I got the flow, so I make it rain. She love my voice, baby, I love you. The way you give it to me, baby, I owe you. I can take you to the beach, I can take you by the pool. Either way to me, everything all cool. Yeah, this that, how does it go when you saying my name? How does it go when you saying my name? How does it go when you saying my name? My name, my name. Yeah, she said, baby, I know it's gonna all be okay. Baby, I know we gon' make it one day. Baby, I know you gon' find us a way, a way, a way. That's why I'm glad that I got you, my rock. When I roll, it's a whole nother story imply. I got options and lots of them hoes in the rock. Beneath me, I could see how they want me to drop. But I ain't never gonna stop this. This the light in the abyss. I'ma fight them off with my fist. Feel them coming, I ain't running, bitch. Changed man with the game plan. I could count my friends on the same hand. That I write my raps with, yeah, it's that quick. Only money talk if it's not quick. I'll be moving fast, even on a slow day. Lately it's been about the cash, had it with the no pay. I've been hurt, didn't feel no pain. Close my eyes, prayed I'll be okay. And I was, now it's just my cousin, me burning propane. Put it out, can smoke the whole thing. Pulling up right to the show, man. Gotta show my people how it goes, man. Yeah, I'm feeling righteous. They ain't living life like this. They ain't ballin' like this. Boy, I'm all hits, no miss, no miss.
Gotta let that one right out in full right there.
Yeah,
That was Slow Day by Mikey SB.
thank you, thank you.
How proud are you of that track?
Dude, I mean, it's just another one of the records, but like I love it and I'm super stoked that, it got great reception and, got the look that it got. But yeah, bro, it's funny because like I tried to recreate it since, and it's so, for a guy like me, like where I can't necessarily play the guitar and write my own records at like the level I want to yet, and can't produce at the level I want to yet. I'm heavily relying on the production that I'm able to come across. So for me, like, I'm limited if I can only find production that's of a certain vein. So when I came across this record, and this is a YouTube producer. This is GC Beats. I mean, this is like a popular record. He's probably made a shit ton of money off of the leases on this beat. And it just so happened that it clicked and had me singing some type of way that I necessarily haven't sang before, but super relying on that music. That's why it really put me in a different zone. But I'm proud, man. I'm super stoked. But like I said, been trying to like keep that vibe going. But it's tough to find, man. You need some real instrumentalists around you. You know.
No, absolutely. And I think this track, really highlights the sound you're probably looking to go for overall. I mean, you're even here saying that you've been looking to kind of recreate it. My one thing would probably be like, don't look to recreate it, but just, use that as inspiration. But this is a phenomenal track because I think a lot of people could resonate with the idea that it's like we all have slow days. Not every day is as fast paced as the next, and it's not going to be as hectic. And those slow days is what balances out these fast, crazy days that usually drive us into these stressful moments. And I think it's pretty cool to just hear that you're just like, hey, like, I'm going to be a little bit of that dose that helps you relax, when you really need it most. And I feel like that was probably like one of your, how do I say it? I think when it comes to the tracks that you make, like I think that was definitely one of your more production wise like dominant tracks, because I think just the guitar immediately catches you and then you properly matched it with your vocals. But overall, phenomenal track. That's a 10 out of 10. It was featured on Pharrell's I Am Other playlist, correct?
Yeah, bro, that was crazy. But yeah, thank you. And yeah, that got featured on there from a submission. Uh, I've been using SoundCloud for a while, but I had seen, something pop up. I was just on the website, and it's like, yo, submit for this opportunity for real time SoundCloud, and I was like, oh fuck, like boom, just submitted a record, thought nothing of it. And then 3 months later or something, I get an email like, yo, you've been selected. Like, here's this, bing, bing, bang, boom. And I was like, oh, this looks kind of like spammy. And, I ended up chopping it up and come to realize it was like, oh, this is like legit. And like, but that was all it took was a submission. So I preached that to like, what if I wouldn't have done that? I would have been like, I'm working on this track. Fuck that submission right now. I'll do it later. Um, Plus, that was the only record I submitted. I think you could have submitted like unlimited records, but coincidentally, it was like about the perfect thing that project was about. It was about like these pandemic times and musicians and what they're going through, and telling a story about the time. So it was literally like about this slow day when shit started, getting crazy, and it was like a super venting track, but it was cool, man. Yeah, crazy opportunity from a submission.
That's really dope, man. Honestly, and I think it goes to show you that it's sometimes like a lot of people think it's so like complex and that they need these insane marketing strategies at times, when it's just as simple as how you even said it. You just submitted it through an email or a little submission form, whatever the case is, and the next thing you knew, you're being featured on one of Pharrell's playlists, which is huge, man. So congrats on that.
Bro.
Well deserved. A lot of people probably look at that kind of thing and they're like, no, 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 he probably paid for that, but no. It's as simple as that. And like, even with the situation where you're here right now, it's as simple as that you just emailed me some music, and it was actually that song as well. And you know what? We were just fucking with it. It was a great track. It's an honest track. And I think the dopest part about it is that usually most of the people that submit music to me, it's like a trap or pure hip hop kind of sound. But yours was so outside of the box in such a good way that I had no other choice but to bring you on the show, man. So it's very fitting that you made it onto the I Am Other playlist, because you are one of these other kinds of artists that, although you're outside of the box, it's something that takes you very far in the way that you're doing it. So kudos to you, man. Whatever you're doing at this point, just keep it up. I know you're probably like thinking in your mind, like, some days after you make a track like that, like, is that even me? Because I feel like that's
Dude,
one of those kinds of tracks, right?
dude, it's totally like, I'm telling you, like I said, trying to match that energy again. But yeah, no, it's crazy. A lot of these records, like I don't know if you know who Solely Had is, but he's a dope, like, crazy artist, and I I saw he posted something the other day, and it was like a TikTok, and he was like, when you listen to these tracks the day after you go to the studio, it's like a whole different fucking vibe. Like you don't even know what the fuck happened, and then you jam it, and you're like, oh shit, like that was like some fucking shit. But yeah, bro, I wanted to say one thing. It's like, yo, to the point of like, yo, you don't need this crazy strategy, whatever, to like, get a little bit of a buzz or get a look. It's to that point, like number one, not even a brag because it's not a lot at all, but like, dude, just off of my last release, I've gotten 10,000 Spotify plays for like zero money and like all free submissions in like 4 weeks. So it's like, yo, there's like ways to hustle your shit out there, like get featured on some playlists for free, do a bunch of shit. But I feel like a lot of people are lazy as fuck. And I don't even have a problem like giving people like all my game. Like literally, I get people who DM me and I'm like, bro, go submit here, go submit here, go submit here. Obviously you got to hold yourself correct and you got to have quality product, and you got like I've reached out to you. You can't just be, if I would have just dropped the link and said nothing of it, we might not be sitting here. So like you got to be professional and handle your business. But bro, you could lead a horse to the water and they won't even drink it. So I'll give somebody my whole damn game, and my game's nothing, but they won't even be able to do it because whatever. So I got no reason to not want to give it to them. Number one, like I just stopped you and said, bro, let me tell people this because I want people to know, bro, it's like I'm a regular dude and I just been getting looks, not even a lot. Like I said, I work a full-time job, family business, live a regular life, but music has been able to like become real to me because I've just put myself out there and held myself the right way. And maybe I've done that because I've seen people do it, like I idolize people, and I peep game and like try and emulate that. But at the end of the day, like, do it for a long time. Don't do it for the wrong reasons, and fucking don't be afraid to be like, yo, my name is Mike and this is what I do, and put yourself out there because you never know who the fuck you're going to meet or who's going to like your shit. You're one person, one song away from changing your life. And that's what people need to know. We're working on it. We're about to go crazy though.
Yeah, we are. And actually, speaking of going crazy, we're going to jump on into this next track actually real quick. But this next track right here is honestly, I feel like one you probably didn't think I was going to select. But this next track is called Head Straight, featuring Fresh Socks by Mikey SB. So y'all tune on in. This is Emano Talk.
Hell yeah.
Rents due, bills keep coming every day. That's why I meant to, but I couldn't get enough to pay. Couldn't get enough. Yeah, I want to, I can make it up some other way on a part two. But when I'm promoted on the lake with your feet up, somewhere you can soak up all the rays and the visa card, I'd love to let you swipe all day. How's your day? I'm feeling great, you relate to me. Yeah, hard to say when I got rent, doing shit ain't free. You ever have it all fall through on your auto way? Made a lot of promises, now you just can't catch a break. Give me a break. Now they coming for you, you could feel them coming for you. Now they coming for you, you could feel them coming for you. So you run and you run and you run and you run, now you wanna run. You won't stop for nobody, you won't stop for no one, no one, no one, no, no, no. Just to reset, just so we said we did. Just to reset. Whoa, whoa, whoa. How's your day? I'm feeling great. You relate to me. Hard to say when I got rent, doing shit ain't free. Make a way. That's what they say, and they pray for me. I'll be okay. I've got my head straight.
That's a banger right
Dude,
there.
I wish you could see me, my camera, because I'm just jamming.
I wish I could too, man. Let me apologize to the people first and foremost real quick. I apologize. This is actually our very first remote interview here on Emano Talk.
You're doing great.
We're gonna get it right, but I'm glad at least y'all could hear the conversation,
Hell yeah.
because this is what it's all about. It's at least about us being able to open up some dialogue and find out who Mikey SB is. And I think that track really helped you understand even more about who Mikey SB is. So, Mike, if you could take us through it real quick, how does a track like that come about for a hip hop artist?
Bro, that's what's crazy is that record right there. I literally one of my boys, Gold Digger. He's been a heavy producer out of my catalog. I've known him for a while. Only met him in person like after we had done a bunch of records together, which was funny too. But he was basically a dude who was a friend of mine in high school. Went to St. John's University in Queens, New York, and ended up being roommates with this dude Matt, who's Gold Digger, and he ended up playing my music, and we ended up working on a record. That was like how the relationship built, and then over years, we made hip hop records. We did a bunch of EPs together on Bandcamp and shit, and he produced a bunch of records on some of the projects that I released. And then one day I was just like, "Fuck, man!" We were both literally feeling the same way. We're like, "Dude, like this shit, this hip hop shit, like is cool, but man, we were like meant to do some other shit." So that then we created this Fresh Sock stuff, which was just like a push on the sound into like more of like that Incubus inspired lane, more into this like indie alternative, like just like different shit inspired, kind of like more like leaning into those inspirations and kind of like taking off the borders on the music. So on the creativity too. um and this record, I was living in LA. This Head Straight record, we recorded 5 records. We wrote like this project, this like 10 records in LA. I was living with Gold Digger. We ended up living together with my friend Trevor Brown and too, who shoots all my videos and stuff. And um, this was one of those records. We went to the studio, paid an enormous amount for some studio time because we thought it was going to be like, I mean, we've been recording for a while, so we were like, all right, we're going to invest in this one, and found this dude. Shout out to Tim at York Recording in North Hollywood. But yeah, we recorded these records there. It was great too. It was just expensive, but this was the record. My boy Matt played the guitar, played the bass, played the drums, like literally did it all. And we wrote these records side by side, like in North Hollywood. Like fucking dude, Thundercat was my fucking neighbor, which was crazy. And we
Oh
only
my god.
bro, like literally next door neighbor in the apartment complex, like lived in the same apartment complex, was literally on the same floor, like just right fucking next door. Like
Did you get to run into him and chop it up with him at all?
bro, we ran into him, but like never like fanned out or like whatever. We literally didn't know it was him until like a month before we were leaving. We're like, dude, I swear that's fucking Thundercat, And then we ended up, no, I was too shy to fucking or whatever. My boy Matt was super into him, but into his music, and I was just getting into it. But crazy story, just a crazy place out there. But that's how the record was created. To give it a little bit of a backstory. But yeah, my boy played all those instruments, like so. It was crazy to have that half of me playing all that music kind of in this crazy different lane that we were talking about prior. And then all I had to do was like make the vocals. So that kind of made me being able to push out this different type of sound so much easier because like I was saying, that production is so important, and he was able to provide it and come with all these different sorts of vibes to where all I had to do was accompany him on the vocals, and it was like, yo, game over. I wish I lived with him more. Now we still got a bunch of records that we're working on and shit, but bro, fucking that was some shit, man. When somebody's doing their shit to the fullest and you're doing your shit to the fullest, and then you just come together, uh, it makes some just vibes. It ain't the
The
perfect
best of
record,
both worlds.
but it's a vibe, dude.
No, it really is. Have you ever seen the movie The New Guy?
No,
No, I think you would appreciate that movie in all honesty. But ultimately, it's like this guy who, like, based on the way he looks and acts, people would deem as like this nerd, right? And he's in high school at the time, but he's like this just real, like, down to earth, fanned out dude when it comes to like funk music and stuff like that. And he's a musician, and he ends up like becoming like the coolest kid in a new school. Like he ends up going to a new school, and he becomes like the coolest kid at the new school because he's just himself. He shows that he could play music, so people like his talent, and people just enjoyed him just because of who he was, because he wanted to help people ultimately.
yeah,
And like that's just the vibe I get from you. If you've never seen that movie, man, I definitely suggest you go see it. I think you would appreciate it. But it's just like the way that you are just reminds me of like how appreciative I am that you're just this genuine dude that just really wants to, like, no matter what the sound is, like if it fits your vibe, it's a sound that works for you, and you could totally hear it on a track like Head Straight. And no pun intended to an extent, but you really do have your head on straight when it comes to just being a confident musician. How important is it to you that you show to, not only your fans, but, other artists watching that, I'm Mike SB, and you know what, no matter what stage you put me on, I'm going to make sure I rock it.
Dude, I like the pun. That was a good one. My head is definitely on straight. I think that's a conscious task that I'm working on for a long time. But yeah, bro, I think it's so important for me to be me and do me unapologetically. Because, like, again, to what we were talking about earlier on, like, I put this motivation shit out because, like, I fucking need it. Like, to that same effect, like, I gotta be me because there's times when, like I said, it's tough to be unique. It's tough. It's debilitating to try and be super uh, in your own fucking lane. So when I'm able to do that, it motivates me. But then again, if it motivates me, it motivates the people who are watching what I'm doing. So I think that's the most important thing, man. Like, I'm just trying to big myself the fuck up every single day, keep it going. With the music's just like dude, it's like fucking divine. Some of it, some of it I'm like, oh, what the fuck was I thinking when I made that? But some of this shit, like when it comes out, dude, I'm telling you, when I write it or when I just sing it or whatever, I'm like, yo, like, what was going on, because like some of that shit you can't, that's what I'm saying, you can't plan on all this stuff. It's very relative to life. You can't plan on that perfect time and meeting and when something's gonna happen in your life's gonna change. Like, you just got to be ready, and you just got to be like out here and just be like really in the feel, because you can't always plan for what the fuck's gonna go on. Whether that's, yo, I need this song to sound like this, I need another slow day, I need this. You just got to be doing it. And when the connections hit in the brain, or when the universe connects it, you know what I'm saying? It just comes out, but you were there doing it, and it just happened to so be the right time. So yeah, man, do you unapologetically, because you'll motivate yourself and you motivate other people, and fuck all these haters, motherfuckers.
Exactly. Those who matter and provide the most love and respect will absolutely connect to it. And those who need something else, they'll go find something else. It just ain't you.
Bro.
That's it.
And you know what I'm saying? Like DM me if you're a young artist, or everybody's doing their own thing. I'm sure they don't need anything from me. But if you're like coming up and you're working on your shit and you see what I'm doing, you're like, damn, how's he doing that? Well, DM me, and I'll literally like give you a bunch of game on, like, yo, this is literally all I do. I'm a regular dude. I just make music and try and be consistent and do a bunch of these ground guerrilla marketing tactics, fucking grassroots marketing shit. Like I was around when well, number one, I got records, mixtapes on Dat Piff, so that's like a different age. I'm not like old at all, but like for people who are like just starting to make music, like, come on. And at the end of the day, I remember when emailing blogs was just a new thing to me. I was like, whatever, 16 years old, and like I've 17 maybe, and I found out that I could email these blogs and like people would respond to me. And now it's like changed. Even that landscape has changed a bit to where blogs don't accept unsolicited emails like that. There's all these other platforms like Submit Hub, and where you can actually pay for a service to submit to some blogs and get featured on blogs, etc. But at the end of the day, I was there when that was the game. Then I remember seeing Spotify come up, and like Spotify playlisting become the game, and I was early on that, kind of to where that's why that record Love More kind of popped off, because I was heavy on my submission shit, and I was like in Facebook groups, like meeting people who were making playlists, and I was like submitting my shit for every opportunity that I could, because that was an older record. Like, that record had been out for like 3 years, and then I started submitting it and really giving it love. And to the points that we talked about earlier, man, submissions, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. It's what got me on the Pharrell I Am Mother. It's actually a compilation album, which I thought was pretty cool. They actually like put it out as a record, and like it was a compilation like album. But that's what got me all this shit, was like, yo, hey, my name's Mike, and here's my record. Like, let me know what you think. And you never know what the fuck's gonna come out of it, man.
All just by being yourself. Well, we're going to jump on into your latest track real quick. I know you have a new track coming out next week, but we'll talk about that shortly. But the latest track that you have out right now is called Ain't No Need to Lie. So y'all tune on in. This is Ain't No Need to Lie by Mike ESB right here on Emano Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she always hold me down. Yeah. Now they calling cause they want my, yeah. What's up? Don't know. Hold on. Same the same old shit. Still riding around with the same old clique. Up in the same old whip. Still ain't get that shit fixed yet. Since I totaled this, shit checks the total, bitch. A lot of money that being spent. Invested up in myself. Invested not in a tent, but a crib. Yeah, now I gotta get it how I live. Really tryna make this money. Gotta put it on listen, put that on my family. I put that on my bro. I got people with me. You already know that's Pompano. Now I'm out in North Andrews Gardens. Check out my yard. I'm about to build a garden and eat it. My baby so high. Bitch, I be rolling. You know when I'm fly. And it ain't no need to lie. We'll run away someday. Hop on the plane, get out of here. We could just fade away. Chasing the dream, I know you near. We'll run away someday. Hop on the plane, get out of here. We could just fade away. My dear, chasing the dream, I know it's still the same old shit. Still on that lame old shit. Yeah, they ain't doing nothing, man. I'm with the same old clique. Said I've been moving the incubator the way I've been grooving. Yeah, I've been getting the flow. Check out what I've been doing. They check the maps, check the stats, check the boards. I've been putting up the points on this shit you can't afford. Yeah, gotta take risks to get it. Ayy, overloaded my credit card, but shit's cool cause I still got money. I'm going far. Mikey SB, I ain't no dummy, I'm smart. And I graduated school, about to get me a job, about to get me a bra. But none of them got the hustle like me. They ain't really like me. We'll run away someday. Hop on a plane, get out of here. We could just
That was a fun one, man.
That's that new Mikey SB right there.
Yeah, it's funny how the time, it's like forever I was so proud of my SoundCloud catalog because I literally had records from before I ever put a mixtape out. My first upload, I used to go to the studio, pay $20 an hour for an hour at my homie's spot, and fucking still use the same guy to this day. His prices went up significantly since, but I used to just record, get the record. It took him a couple hours next day, and then I'd fucking drop it, burn that bitch on a CD, and just jam it in my car. And I literally had all those records piled up from 2012, 2013 that were just sitting there like milking forever. And then one day I was like, oh, I got to delete these. Didn't know I could like put things on private, and let alone, I can't get them back, and I don't necessarily have like all the files anymore. But yeah, bro, that's that new shit. And that was all like a freestyle. That entire record was a freestyle that I kind of like pieced together to the point that we were talking about earlier, like a lot of flow oriented stuff. I've just moved into this crib, and a new recording setup, new vibe, and I would literally just freestyle that record. My homie Bad, who's a friend off of Instagram that I met through another friend, literally networking. It's done so much, but he's a young kid from like Italy who made the record. And anyways, he sent me a beat pack. This was like the first record in it, and I was like, oh, I'm loading that up. And anyways, started freestyling. That was history, man.
Straight from Italy? Okay.
Dude, I'm
See
telling you,
Italy.
like, even before, like, I put out like a couple mixtapes, and again, when talking about these early SoundCloud records, I started meeting producers on SoundCloud through SoundCloud DM. So like SoundCloud always was like important to me. It's funny how the relationship came to be, but like that's how I started meeting these producers, like from Norway, like international producers, like my dude Daptive, who like produced a couple records on some early mixtapes. But like all these producers that I started working with were from fucking Europe and these European countries, and just like from all these different places, and it really connected us through the music. And it's fucking nuts, bro. The internet is literally like insane, what you can do and how damaging it could be, but also how like beneficial it could be at the same time. It's literally like on the moves you make.
Yeah, I feel like it's created a whole new sense of consciousness for the world. We seek what we can learn, and we seek now what we want to put our eyes on. Like where should our attention be is ultimately what we look to do. And like that's like, it's such a blessing and a curse in the internet to that extent, because it could benefit you greatly or it could hurt you greatly all at the same time,
bro.
It's literally like it's like a double-edged sword, I guess is the best way to say it,
dude. And it's very relative to life, and how you can either really fuck something up or really crush something and like change your entire life in like one fucking instant. Like I feel like everything's like all revolves back to like life in general. And that's why I think music to me, like, dude, like all this shit is like so just like able to be done. But like it's just like all of it's about the mind and the mindset, dude, because you could literally do anything you want to fucking do. Obviously it's not as easy, it's easier said than done, but you could literally be this person with like conscious choices over time. uh and that's the fucking thing. So just like the internet's, could fucking kill you or make you the next day, I mean, dude, your decisions in life could do the same damn thing. So that mind state of being able to see that, I think, is more important than anything. It's like just having that mindset is literally the most important piece of my game. To anybody out there who's like, yo, how's he fucking doing this shit, dude, put yourself in a positive mindset, surround yourself with people who inspire you. You know what I'm saying? Inspire yourself, big yourself up, be confident. Cause that was like one of the first barriers that I had to get across to be able to believe in my shit. I still don't believe in my shit like some people do. So, like, it's funny how human nature is, but, being able to talk about it and be conscious of it and like explain that shit is not only like mind blowing to me that I'm aware of it, but also like super beneficial, I think, to myself and to everybody who's listening. It's like, bro, that's the shit that nobody tells you. It's like, bro, it's just like, you got to be fucking conscious of what the fuck you're doing, and like I said, one email, one DM, one interaction could change your life. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
That's
It's
simple,
that important. People shouldn't be afraid to ask the question or be able to reach out and just at least say they tried.
dude.
But what can we expect from Mikey SB 2021?
More of me, man. Positivity, just personal growth, personal development, and a shit ton of good music, man. To just don't expect anything and just be like open to whatever comes. I feel like expectations are, what I'm saying, they let you down. So, but definitely keep your ears freaking open and your eyes damn peeled because we're about to do some crazy shit. I'll tell you what.
Absolutely. And then if I could give you an open forum to tell the people what Mikey SB is about or something motivational so they can understand how you're thinking right now in this moment, what would you tell them?
Dude, you fucking woke up today. You woke up today. Take that and fucking marinate on it. Like somebody, even maybe somebody died yesterday or didn't wake up today. Like, bro, you fucking woke up today. I don't give a fuck what you're going through. We're all going through it. I give a fuck, but like you can't because you just got to get through it. You got to get over it. You woke up, you have the opportunity to be a better you. Go do that, and if you're down on yourself, depressed, anxious, whatever it is, like, what I'm saying, you fucking woke up today and you could fix everything else. Like I got problems, but like I'm able to like see past them and like learn that I could build myself to be who I want to be over time. So yeah, you woke up, get your goddamn money, chase your dreams, do what you love, because your boy Mikey SB told you to.
Yep. You woke up. Now wake up. Go stream that new Mikey SB. New Mikey SB dropping next week as well. What's the name of the track?
Bro, ain't feeling them because, now they see what they like, but I ain't feeling them, man. I'm doing
Sounds
my
like
thing.
you're addressing the haters next week.
Yeah, I always tend to like I don't have like a lot of haters like really, but I feel like it's important for the creative to feel like he's got an opposition because I feel like that's fucking that's like part of the driver, that's but I got haters for sure, but at the end of the day, yeah, bro, this record is hot. It's dope. It's up tempo, but it's definitely needed, man. Some motivation for the people.
All right. Well, y'all be on the lookout for that. Mike, I appreciate you, virtually pulling on up on us. I know the people couldn't see you, but for you to be here this long, and chop it up, let the people know where they could find you at.
Bro, you can find me everywhere on social media at It's Mike SB. Literally, It's Mike SB. ITS Mike SB. Spotify, Apple Music, Mike SB. And everybody go follow Emano, man. It's super dope that he was open to me reaching out because I had seen what he was doing. Super cool, man. And keep doing you. Everything you said to me, bro, right back at you. Super inspirational to see how passionate you are about like letting people showcase their craft and their passions. I feel like that's the other piece of the pie, or definitely one of them, is being able to have a platform to expose yourself and preach your shit. So everybody go follow Emano, and you know what I'm saying. Yeah, bro, support people who support people. I feel like that's important.
Hell yeah. Each hand, we washed each hand so we could all wash the face at the end of the day, man. I appreciate you pulling on up again. It's always love. This won't be the last time you're here. Guaranteed on that, man. It honestly started with a message, and it's not going to end with a message. It's going to end with a bang. Hopefully, sooner rather than later, we'll actually have you here in person and everything.
Yes.
But my brother, I appreciate you. For those tuning on in, go follow us on social media. That's Emano Talk, at Emano Talk, at EMANOTALK. That's on all social media platforms, YouTube, podcast platforms. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. We'll be back Sunday for Selection Sunday, the same Selection Sunday process that Mike SB went through to get on the show. Mike is here because, like he said, he simply sent an email. He sent an email with some music, and he told me, he's like, yo, Emano, you got to hear this. You got to hear this. You're going to enjoy it. And he didn't lie. He definitely lived up to the expectations in that extent. And he made it here because we fucked with it. So we'll be here live Sunday with Rel Burgundy. Artists, email your music to emanotalk@gmail.com. Rel and I will review the music live here on the show. If we fuck with it, you might get an invite to be on the show just like Mike. You know, we'll figure it out from there. Season 5, it's going to be about midway through 2021, but yeah, y'all send that music. We'll be here Sunday. And yeah, I hope y'all have a great weekend. Otherwise, Mike, thank you again. Y'all go follow Mike SB. It's Mike SB on Twitter and Instagram. Go follow Emano Talk at Emano Talk everywhere. And otherwise, y'all can enjoy this last track real quick. It's that hot sauce. He puts that shit on everything.
Yeah, bro.
All right, but yeah, y'all enjoy this right here. This is that hot sauce by Mike SB right here on Emano Talk. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah. Ooh, oh, yeah. Blowing blunts in the wind, getting drunk in the Benz. Freaky girl on girl, it was her and her friends. And she up so high, face down, can't land. She won't fold, she won't give up, that was never in the plan. It's a long, long way from the town where she from. She got hella insecurities, but made this shit from none. It's amazing how this shit'll make you crazy when you love it. She don't pop no pills, we smoking weed and getting to this love money. Like this got me fucked up. All this arguing and fighting for it. Love like this got me on fire. Yeah, man, this world so cold. I wonder why. Maybe we could kick it for the weekend and cool islands. It could be just you and me forever. That I'm fine with. We could go to Louis V, take a bag. I'm buying. Everything I do for you, I don't do it for me, and I hope you see. Life a movie, this MTV, but this money won't for the empty me. I got haters on me and they envy me, but I'm dropping hits, still remember me. Friends closer than my enemies, but this drama won't be the end of me. Never look back, I'm all in. Watch this money falling. Now these labels calling. Bitch on me, I'm balling. Run this like a 4.